First things first, Alabama and Mississippi are getting a lot of attention right now. You know, how important are these states in the primaries right now?
Well, because of this particular year, they're very important. I mean, I think if I can win both Alabama and Mississippi, we'll be back in a whole new world by Wednesday afternoon. This is the most roller coaster nominating process I've ever seen.
What do you mean?
Just that we've had, I think, 9 changes of who's ahead, and you know, Georgia was a huge help. We're getting great response. I think people really are interested in the $2.50 a gallon American energy plan that we've got, and so I feel good about it. I think winning here would then help us really move to the next stage with a great deal of energy.
Now, I know you talked about this a lot at the rally. Where do you stand on drilling in the Gulf?
Well, I think it's got to be done carefully, and I think we've got to reassess the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard should have the most advanced equipment in the world, and they don't today. And so I think you want to have a better system for responding to an emergency than we had a couple years ago. But clearly, and you also want to say certain areas, certain beaches, certain fisheries. You know, I accept the way Florida approaches it, which is to say, yeah, you can drill out here, but you can't drill in here. And so I think we should use common sense.
And now, you've had a fraction of the delegates that Mitt Romney's had, and a lot of those wins are in the South. You know, what makes you think that you can still win this?
Well, with the exception of Massachusetts and I think one other state, Romney's consistently under 50%. I mean, for a guy who has spent $40 million of his own money and raised vastly more money out of Wall Street, you know, he's outspending us 5, 6, 7 to 1, and he's still not able to get past 50%. So I think when you get closer to the convention, people are going to look up and say, wait a second, you know, if he can't put it away with that much money, how's he ever going to compete with Barack Obama, who's going to have more money than the Republican? And that's why I think you'll see a lot of delegates, frankly, switching.
And another thing, you know, what do you think makes you a worthy opponent? I know a lot of big things about getting President Obama out of office. What makes you that guy that'll be able to do that?
Well, I think most people think that I could debate him and defeat him in debate better than any other candidate. And I think that folks realize that I've been a consistent conservative, that I've gone all the way back to the Reagan years, have worked on these issues, and that I can explain what we need to do to get America back on the right track in very clear, simple language.
Now, hypothetically, if you were to not get Mississippi or Alabama, would you consider dropping out?
No, we're going all the way to Tampa. We just picked up our 175,000th donor tonight, so I feel a moral obligation to all of those people to fight for these ideas all the way to Tampa.
And I guess what are those ideas that you're talking about?
Well, for example, the American Energy Plan, a program to replace the current 130-year-old civil service system with modern management to save $500 billion a year, creating a debt repayment fund, getting back to a balanced budget, which we did for 4 years while I was Speaker, rethinking our foreign policy, particularly in the Middle East, developing a personal Social Security savings account for young people so they can be in control of their lives. It can be their money. The politicians can't take it away. Having a brain science project for Alzheimer's, autism, Parkinson's, mental health. All these projects are the kind of things that I think are important for our future.
And my last question, you said this during your speech as well, 3 things you'd do right when you got into office if you became president.
Yeah, you'd make the Keystone Pipeline legal so they could build it within a year. You would open up the Louisiana and Texas part of the Gulf, and you would open up parts of Alaska. That would create 2,300,000 barrels of oil a day just with those 3 signatures.